Okay, welcome back to the channel Pro Enzo Vid, and this is part 3, the final part of my 2024 NRL Bowl Prediction Series. So, obviously yesterday I had part 2, so go and check that out if you haven't already. And also part 1 was on Friday, the day before, so do check that out as well. And yeah, look, it's been very interesting, some of my calls I've made and how I've announced them to you guys. And yeah, I mean, you know, I got some positive feedback from, I guess, both parts 1 and 2 so far, so I do appreciate everyone that commented and give their thoughts on my predictions. It really does mean a lot to myself. But yeah, no, look, part 3, I did say that yesterday part 3 would be a bit bolder, so I made sure of that. And yeah, I hope you all enjoy part 3 just as much as you did in the first part and second part. So do enjoy. But as always, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you are you're watching right now. Yeah, my goal is to get to 3,850 subs by hopefully late January to early February. So that's the ideal goal for this channel. So do sub if you haven't already. And yeah, as well, comment your thoughts on my bowl predictions for part 3, the very final part of this series. So yeah, enjoy. And here we go, number 1. All right, on to bowl prediction number 1. And number 1 is very bold because I think 85% of the NRL community are predicting the Broncos to make the grand final in 2024 and get redemption over Penrith and win the grand final in 2024. Well, I see it differently. I don't think they're going to make the grand final, let alone win any grand final anytime soon. Oh, they might, but, you know, I don't think they're going to make the grand final this year. I don't know. If I'm being honest, it's because of their losses, I reckon. I don't think the Broncos can go that next step with having a world-class centre and Herbie Farnworth leave the club and replace him with someone that, look, maybe better one day, but isn't the same calibre as what Farnworth is in Dean Mariner. I'm expecting him to be his replacement, but look, good kid, but I think he'll take time to adjust to that role Herbie Farnworth had, which was really strong all year last year. So yeah, it might take time for Mariner to consistently perform at that first grade level. It may not, but I think it will. And look at their forward pack. Their forward pack's still class. It's got Ricky, Carrigan, Haas, and even Billy Walters was, you know, proving something this last year too. But I think they haven't completely replaced Tom Flegler that well, in my opinion, and they've replaced Capewell, and Capewell's a great player. Like, I know people are going to say that, oh, Capewell's past it, he's old now, doesn't have the same sort of feel for footy they used to have, but no, look, you look at his history the past few years, he's been a big influence to clubs like Penrith, Sharks, and most recently the Broncos. So I'm predicting him to go to the Wilds and do some good things there, actually, Capewell. And yeah, I think he's a bigger loss than everyone thinks he might be, because I do remember him and Reynolds are the two of the biggest names that changed the Broncos' fortunes around, in my opinion. So yeah, I think Capewell's a bigger loss than we all think. And Peter Cura is a good kid, but I haven't seen anything that warrants that he's a consistent and a player to look out for, in my opinion. And look, to replace Flegler with a bench front row and Fletcher Baker, look, Baker's not bad, but I don't think you replace a starting Queensland prop for a bench forward, or let alone a guy that could be a fringe first grader at the Roosters sometimes. I don't know how Broncos can get to that next step with those sort of replacements and those losses, in my opinion. I could be completely wrong right now, but I don't know. I think even last year too, the Broncos will be really hurting from that grand final, and might have that sort of same effect as Parramatta did in the grand final in 2022. So I could be wrong, but I see some deficiencies this time in that Broncos team this year. Okay, bold prediction number 2 now. And bold prediction number 2 is that I reckon Lofiana Khan-Pereira will make his Queensland Maroons debut in 2024. I think this kid was very close to being considered a spot in the Queensland squad, I think, last year. I don't know if he was ever going to debut last year, probably not, but he was very close to getting a call-up and being like a 18th man, or being in the squad at least. I thought Khan-Pereira last year for the Queensland Maroons side. And look, looking at how he was at the Titans, he's a prolific try scorer. You know, scores heaps of tries in his debut season. Very quick as well, very fast winger. And he's very young still, so I reckon he's got a big future in the game. And I also do feel like that Origin is just around the corner from him, I feel like, and I think Queensland will eventually look at him and go, you know, he might be our future, and I think he'll get a spot in that Queensland team. Look, whether that's playing one game or actually being a full-time player for the Maroons, I'm not too sure. But all I'm saying is, I reckon in 2024, this season, Lofiana Khan-Pereira will make his Queensland Maroons debut. That's what I'm predicting right now for Lofiana Khan-Pereira. Big future in the game, huge future. On to bold prediction number 3, and bold prediction number 3 is that, you know, current West Tigers, well, I don't know what current role he has in that team now, Adam Doueihi. He's either a centre, he's either a fullback, he's either a 5'8", but I reckon he's going to play none of the above in 2024, and because, look, we've signed Latu Finder from Manly, Jane Sullivan from the Dragons, you know, Dream Bull as a future fullback. He might play in the centres, but I think they've got guys like Brett Naden, Stafford Toa, Josh Folletti, and that guy from Union, Solomon Ali Marlowe, I think his name is. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, look, I don't know. I don't think Adam Doueihi has a spot, to be fair, in that Tigers team. That's why I'm predicting that by mid-season, let's say June to July, maybe around that sort of period, he'll leave mid-season and join the Super League. What club? I don't know. He could be anyone, but I reckon that he will leave the Tigers mid-season and he will go to the Super League. I just think that Adam Doueihi's career at the Tigers is under huge jeopardy. I guess in the past he's sort of been a bit controversial with things like, you know, wanting more money and believing he's more than what he's worth right now. I guess that time he commented on the Premier League Instagram post when they were promoting LGBTQ, you know, something related to that in the soccer, which was he made a comment for that, and it was a very controversial comment too. So I guess he hasn't really helped himself a lot in that Tigers club with having all the spotlight on him recently. But yeah, I don't know. I think Benji won't see a future for Adam Doueihi at the Tigers, I feel like, and I think he's going to prioritise Sullivan, Fainu, and when Luai comes next year, he'll obviously have a starting spot, 100% guaranteed. And they've got Lockie Galvin there too, but yeah, we'll see what his future is like at the Tigers. But yeah, I just think Adam Doueihi will leave early by mid-season and he'll join the Super League. What club? I don't know, but I can't see a NRL club taking a punt on him, if I'm being honest. Okay, on to bold prediction number 4 now, and bold prediction number 4 is a player that I don't think everyone would know just quite yet. I mean, if you watch the Super League and if you are a Knights fan, I assume you'd know who Will Price is by now. But yeah, Will Price is someone from the Huddersfield Giants that came to the Knights just this season, and he signed a deal back in 2022, but stayed in the Super League for 2023 until he did join the Knights in 2024. But you know, he joined the Knights with Kai Pearce-Paul, who's also from the Super League too, from Wigan. But I feel like for one of them, it's not going to work out. And I'm predicting that Will Price is the guy that might have to leave the Knights a bit earlier than expected. He has signed a 2 or 3 year deal. I think it's a 2-year deal actually, till 2025. But I feel like the Knights have options in terms of their halves particularly. Got Jack Cogger, I feel like will be more favoured in that 5'8" position. Tyson Gamble's probably the next man up, if I'm being honest. If Cogger went down, Gamble's the next one up. They've got Phoenix Crossland, who will likely be jersey 14, I'm assuming, and Jane Bradley's a hooker. And for the fullback role, well, Ponga's definitely not going to move out of that position anytime soon. I mean, can Price play in this? Well, Price can play in the centres, but I don't think he'll play in front of Dane Gagai and Bradman Best. Yeah, I don't know. I've got a feeling that it may not work with Will Price, unfortunately. It's a bit unfortunate if he does leave early, but I just don't see him being a Knight throughout the whole season. Well, I mean, look, he might stay there for the whole season, but I don't think he'll be there for the next pre-season, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, I think he might leave the Knights 1 year early. He might play some games, but he won't play enough, unfortunately, and that's why I think this move from Super League to the NRL might be not one that works out for Will Price. So hopefully it doesn't happen, but there's a feeling that it might happen with the Knights and how they've got already options in their positions that he plays in. And on to bold prediction number 5 now, the very last one and the last bold prediction for the series. You Now, you can question me right now if this is bold or not, because it's probably not that bold, but usually every year it's someone like Alex Johnson who's up there and whatever, but I'm going with Dominic Young to be the top try scorer of 2024. Yeah, look, I think Dominic Young is a great signing for the Roosters. Obviously, at the Knights last year, he scored heaps of tries and, was very good for the Knights in terms of scoring tries and finding the white line and stuff like that. And at the Roosters, I feel like he's got a bit more ball players inside of him now. Like, I think he'll be playing on the right-hand side where he was at Newcastle as well. So he'll likely have... is it Joseph Manu? I feel like Joseph Manu is on the same side of him. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, Manu getting the ball out to Dominic Young is going to be really hard to stop, I feel like. And and I think Sam Walker's on the same side too. So yeah, I think he'll get a lot of ball this year. You got Dominic Young. I think that he will be the top try scorer of 2024. So yeah, I'm expecting him to bring that Knights form to the Roosters coming in this season. But that there wraps up my bold prediction series for 2023 and wraps up part 3 of it. So look, it's obviously been a interesting series with my predictions, but look, if any of them come off, I'll like to come back here in hopefully 12 months time and reflect on them, or even earlier than that when the season ends. I'll come back here and see what did go right and what did go wrong. Now, hopefully more right than wrong, but I don't know. The beauty of the game is that anything can happen, so we'll see what happens. But then again, thank you for watching. Please be sure to like this video and do subscribe to the channel if you are new watching right now, and do comment your thoughts on my bold predictions for part 3 in the comment section down below. But look, everyone enjoy your week coming up, and go back and watch parts 2 and 1 if you haven't already on the channel right now. But thank you for watching.